Hey guys, so yesterday I made a video about a man who got attacked on the subway. He was beaten, he was actually put in a chokehold, and the person who beat him up actually stole his Apple bag, and it seems like it was a robbery. But so I came across this yesterday before I went to sleep, and then I saw the video today when I woke up. I heard that an Asian American woman got beaten up in Hell's Kitchen, but I didn't really think much of it in terms of like, okay, I don't see any video. But today I see the video, and it is pretty horrific. So what happened is that she was walking. Look at this. In front of a luxury condo tower. See? So some people, they think like, oh, if I stay around the more expensive areas of New York, I should be safe, right? Or if I stay in front of a courthouse, I should be safe. Remember that one guy who got stabbed in the back? He was actually in front of a courthouse in Manhattan. Oh, gosh. And it just came out of nowhere. He got attacked. So don't think that just because you're in a more financially well-off area, you have protection. You really don't. People will attack for whatever reason, even if they are in front of tons of people. So, yeah, so 65-year-old woman over here. I'll show you guys the video. What happens is that this guy basically ambushes her, and he kicks her repeatedly in the head. And you will also see the security guard looking at what's going on, and while she's on the floor unconscious, or not unconscious, but just like obviously down, right? Obviously in need of aid, the security guard is so callous. You know what he does? He closes the door. So he doesn't even render aid. He doesn't even check up on her to see if she's okay. He just closes the door. It's like, okay, that's your problem. That's not on this building's property. So that's not a me problem. That's a you problem. And that's how I find like a lot of, that's how not find, but like how I sense like New Yorkers are. It's just like, that's not my problem. I'm not going to get involved. You die. Too bad. That's your issue. Even if the attacker has gone away, right? It's just like, nope, I don't care about you. So yeah, I'm going to look at this. The cold-hearted building security guard not only failed to render aid, he closed the door on the victim. So I'm going to show you guys the video. And they said that the staff, the people who witnessed it, there were allegedly 3 people in the building, in the lobby, who were employees of that luxury condo who witnessed it. They got suspended, and I thought, oh, that's so funny, suspended. If you fire them, people are gonna say, well, they didn't want to do anything, so you can't fire them just because they didn't help the person. It's not their job. They could say like, it's not their job to help out a person who's outside of the building's property line, right? Be like, well, I'm just here to protect the building, and I'm on the clock protecting the building, so why should I help someone on the street? That's outside of my job duties. Yeah. So anyway, here is the video over here. And warning, it is very sad to watch. It is graphic, and it is horrific. You can't see much, but you can see the action that's being done. I have the link in the description below if you guys want to watch it later on. And this was released by New York City Police Department. So first of all, see, so here is, it looks like a delivery guy. I guess they said it was a security guy, so I guess he's moving packages. Here's the Asian woman over here. So she's walking, right? She's walking to the left. Look at this guy. He kicks her. He stomps on her. Look at this security guard over here. He's just watching what's going on. The way he's reacting, it's just like, I've seen this before. Oh, well, whatever. Look at that. Another kick to the head. Another kick. And while he's saying this, he says some anti-Asian things. He says, like, get out of here or something like that. You can see the woman is on the ground. But did you see that? Okay. Look at the security guard. Okay, so he walks away. The woman is obviously in need of help. Here's the security guard coming up on the frame. Is he going to help her? Nope. Not our problem. That's a you problem. So, this is a scumbag who walked away. Doesn't give a shit. Look at that. So yeah, and then here's another video, and they say what happened. It's just a repeat. I'm gonna fast forward it for you guys. Let's fast forward it.
Surveillance video shows a man kick a 65-year-old woman to the ground, stomping on her several times before police say he made anti-Asian statements. Sources tell CBS2 he also said, "You don't."
Oh, wait, hold up. Damn OBS.
Sources tell CBS2 he also said, "You don't belong here," and then ran off. This happened just before noon Monday on West 43rd Street. This is the suspect in
West 43rd Street.
Investigators are looking for. The Asian Hate Crimes Task Force tweeted the video saying in part, "The cold."
There's a security guard over here.
Cold-hearted building security guard not only failed to render aid, he
closed the door
on the victim.
It's really terrible how every single day there seems to be another incident.
The Hate Crimes Task Force is in bed.
Okay, so this was the video that I showed you guys yesterday. Again, person is getting attacked. People see it. They don't do anything. They don't do anything at all. And it saddened me when I saw this video, because I thought to myself, like, man, you got so many guys on that freaking subway. Three guys against this one guy. Like, they definitely would have been able to take him down. But nobody wants to do anything. Nobody wants to get involved. It's the New York way.
Investigating this attack on the J train, one man beats and chokes a man until he goes unconscious.
See, so can you imagine? Like, I said this in my video yesterday. If this was a woman, I know some people would say, oh yeah, it could have been different if it was a woman. If this was a woman, the same thing would have happened. 100%. 100% the same thing would have happened. Nobody would have got involved. They would have been like, oh wow, that's so sad. Oh, she got hurt. Oh, she died. Oh, she died in front of us. Oh, sucks. Oh well. You know, it's like this whole nonchalantness thing, or inaction. It's sickening. It's sickening. I think there's strength in numbers as well, but people don't seem to utilize that. And that's why I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You cannot stop. It's like this kind of like heinous crime kind of thing. It's never going to stop in New York. A criminal will know, like, they can do it in a crowd of people. They can do it in front of a courthouse. They can do it in front of a luxury building. Nobody is going to stop them at all. Nobody is going to do it.
Chokes a man until he goes unconscious. Fellow riders watch without intervening. The video has been viewed over.
So, see, this kind of stuff emboldens brazen people.
Over 1 million times on social media. Police are trying to track down its origin and identify both the victim and suspect.
So yeah, after this guy took the Asian guy's apple bag. So this was an apple bag. Yeah, he just walks off.
Hate is displayed in this kind of attack.
Dozens gathered in Queens Monday.
They're still trying to find the perpetrator. You know, both the Asian guy. I guess it looks like, I don't know what happened to him. He didn't come forward. And then the suspect. Like, nobody's coming forward about it. Like, I find it hard to believe. Like, you're telling me that he gets off the subway. All the people who are on the subway who watch this guy get chokehold, what do? They're probably like, oh yeah, we're just gonna let that guy by. No, none of this whole stop. You know, stop that guy in the beanie over there. Like, you know, he just chokehold someone, right? Nobody yells out because everybody is too to do shit. You know, that's what it comes down to. And yeah, it's just like, it's just really disgusting. It's really disgusting to just know this guy casually walked off. Everyone's like, oh, yeah. So I don't know. Like, some people say New Yorkers are really strong individuals, or, you know, don't mess with New Yorkers. I think that's kind of a joke. I think that's really a joke, because it's like, you can do all this stuff in broad daylight, and yeah, you can mess with the New Yorker, you can mess with people, and no one's going to do anything about it, right? That's what we have seen repeatedly over and over and over. And this stuff happens in broad daylight, or it shows up on a very, you know, people. This guy knew he was getting filmed. 100%. He knew he was getting filmed, and he did not care, because, yeah, no one's going to stop him.
And suspect.
What kind of hate is displayed in this kind of attack?
Dozens gathered in Queens Monday night for a candlelight vigil remembering the lives lost in the Atlanta shooting and standing with all victims of hate.
Asian Americans for too long in this country have been
shamefully scapegoated because of ignorant fear.
NYPD numbers show at least 31 anti-Asian hate crimes citywide so far this year, but the department admits crimes against Asian Americans have long gone underreported.
We're just starting to learn how to speak out about something that has been happening for as long as we can remember.
The Asian Hate Crimes Task Force told us bystanders too often do not intervene when witnessing an attack.
Being silent is being complicit.
Yeah, that's why I hear about like New York people being all strong and tough. Yeah, not really. Not really. Yeah. I'm throwing shade right out there because it's like you know if you pride yourself, right? If you say if people like to say, "Oh, New York City is so strong, don't mess with New Yorkers." These kind of videos prove that you can mess with New Yorkers. No one's going to do anything about it. Cuz yeah, like show me otherwise. Show me otherwise. Show the community coming together to fight off a criminal, to make sure that that criminal is apprehended. Doesn't happen. Over and over and over again.
When we see our brothers and sisters being attacked.
It doesn't get easier, but it's helpful when people gather together.
Starting this week, undercover Asian American police officers will be walking the streets with the purpose of hate crime prevention and response. Investigators are asking anyone with information on these attacks to call police. From Hell's Kitchen, Ali Bauman, CBS 2 News.
Yeah, see? So, yeah. Anyway, I'm just ranting about this kind of stuff because, yeah. I hope this proves to you guys that, if you guys are in New York, if anybody's in New York and you get attacked, you're really on your own. You better be able to you better be able, if you get beaten within a pulp of your inch of your life kind of thing, you're going to be responsible for catching the criminal yourself. Even if here's my thinking. Even like I said, as you guys saw with this guy, right? Look, they said this. NYPD investigating video of Asian man beaten up on subway. Help us find the suspect. So yeah, all these people on the subway saw this guy walk out. They saw him walk out in front of them. And they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. This, in my opinion, is not a sign of like some strong New Yorkers or anything like that, right? There needs to be a sense of justice, but there is no justice because over and over again people let criminals go away. They don't. Yeah, it's just it's terrible. And I know some people will be like, oh well, Erica, maybe they had somewhere to go, maybe they were late for going home or shopping or something, right? Maybe that's the case. It's like you can't take your time out to go and try and just tell people like, hey, stop that guy with that beanie over there. He just beat someone up, right? Because there's station attendants over there at the subway. Why did no one sound the alarm, right? Why didn't anybody do that? Because nobody gave a shit. That's what it comes down to. Nobody gives it other than themselves in New York. It's like people will just do this whole thing like stop, don't hurt him, stop. But are they gonna band together? No. It's incredibly fragmented. And so when I hear about these things, people coming together, doing these like rallies and saying like, oh yeah, please don't hurt, other people, please don't attack like Asian Americans. I just kind of think to myself like, look, it's nice to do that kind of stuff. It should be common sense. It really should be common sense. Like, why are you picking on people who have no beef with you, who've never seen you, and who's never encountered you in your life, and it's like, what, you're just picking on them because they're Asian? Like, that's a sign of a person who is mentally deranged, in my opinion. But yeah, it's like, it's sad to me. And I know that yesterday, I shared it with you guys yesterday. So I was walking back home, and it was like less than a mile away from where we live. Okay. So I'm walking on the sidewalk, and I'm on the phone with someone, and then I walk down the sidewalk, and then I think to myself like, oh, okay, well, actually, you know what? Let me check something behind me. Yeah. So I turn back a little, right? And when I turn back, a person approaches me, right? They're right next to me, and they say, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "What? I don't get it." Like I'm just confused. It's like, what am I doing here, like, on a public sidewalk? Like, is it that unusual for me to turn behind me? It isn't, right? Like, you see people make a U-turn. But anyway, so this person who's a female, she's just so aggressively looking at me. She's just like, yeah, what are you doing here? And then she wants me to walk in front of her. And I'm like, that's so strange. Like, and I remember, like, I shared this in my stream yesterday, but it's like, I'm walking down the street with a polka dotted umbrella, with the green and white dress, on the phone, wearing sunglasses. I have my hands full. Like, what, does it look like I'm packing any weapon on me? Like, no, that's not the case. So I just can't help but think to myself, like, I sense that there's like animosity towards, obviously animosity towards Asians in New York, and just something as casual as me just turning around on a street, on a public sidewalk, okay? It's just me and them. It wasn't a crowded sidewalk or anything. It can cause people to be very hostile towards me. And I didn't do anything, and they never answered me about, why they felt, I guess, threatened, or where they're pissed off that I was here, quote here, what are you doing here? It's just me walking down a sidewalk. I wasn't like I was walking into an apartment complex or a house or anything like that. I was just casually walking down a sidewalk. So, so it's like, I've never encountered that kind of stuff in my life. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, like, New York is not a place that you really want to go to right now. Especially if you are Asian, right? You guys know, like, I haven't been going out very much lately. I hear this kind of stuff. I'm like, damn, this guy got attacked on the subway with all these bunches of people. He was minding his own business, right? His only downfall is, I think, carrying that Apple bag, because that signifies that he had something of value. And then his other downfall was, I don't want to say it, but I would say being Asian. I can't help but think that had a factor in it, because you don't see this kind of brutal attack on just random people on the subway. But I like to avoid that. So I don't want to be like the guy who got beat up on the subway. And I don't want to be like this woman who got kicked repeatedly. And let me show you guys this again, okay? Look at this, and just imagine. This could be someone's sister. This could be someone's mother. 65-year-old woman just casually walking down the street, minding her own business. And then a guy just kicks her. And she runs, she falls, kicks her in the head, turned around, kicks her again. Kicks her again. And then security guard, the scumbag he is. Let's close the door on this woman. Yep. And then this is the guy who just casually walks away. So, yeah. Terrible. And this happened yesterday. Yeah, it's like, what was this? I think it was, 40, what street was that on? Yeah, it was in Manhattan area, Hell's Kitchen. Just scary stuff, just really scary stuff, and I don't know what's causing this kind of stuff. Like, I know some people would be like, oh, it's because of the whole situation, the virus thing. I'm like, this is kind of freaking late for that. Don't you agree? No, I think this is just people picking on other people and just making sport out of it. It's like they got nothing better in their life than just, hurting elderly. That's the worst thing about it. It's like, look, why are you targeting the elderly? Why are you targeting elderly men and elderly women? It is because these people are such low lifes. They feel like, they want to have their superiority. Like, look at me. I beat up an old man. I beat up an old woman. Oh, I'm so powerful. Just scumbag move. No respect. And like everybody who has elderly, right? Especially Asian elderly, and that they know, I'm sure that they're probably on guard. They're like, oh, frick, you know, you could be walking down the street casually in front of a luxury building and get kicked repeatedly in the face. The woman is in serious condition in the hospital. I won't be surprised if anything, you know, if she passed away or something, to be like, thankfully it's serious and it's not critical, because like if you look at how much her head, she got kicked in the head, like some people, right, you hear that they get pushed on the ground and they pass away, and this woman got kicked in the head by a very large man. Like you can see the way he kicks. He's not just like playing around. He wants to kill her. He really wants to kill her. He's like kicking her around like a soccer ball. And yeah, these luxury this luxury staff over here, they're scumbag too. Yeah, see? I would think, like, wouldn't a person, if they see an elderly person, like an elderly woman fall on the ground like that, wouldn't they step in and say like, hey, stop it? But this guy couldn't even be bothered and just like, I just keep doing my packages. Oh well. Maybe he's into Live Leak or something. Maybe he's like, ooh, I want to see her die. Right? Ooh, yeah, okay, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. He doesn't even call the cops or anything. Just so casual. Doesn't do anything. Guy walks away. The security guard does the most professional thing ever. Oh, well, looks like there's trouble outside our luxury building. Let's close the door. Yeah. So, yeah, I know the China, they have that bystander effect thing too, because they're worried about getting sued, okay? But it's like you can't get, you know, there's a good Samaritan law out there, if I remember correctly, and it's like what am I confusing it for something else? But it's like you won't be held liable if you help someone, like if you go in and render aid or something like that. There's some sort of law, I believe, in the United States for that. Oh, Golden Rule said maybe when you turned around when you did, you prevented a potential attack. Maybe. You know, to be honest with you guys, like when she told me to walk in front of her, I was kind of like on edge, because I thought, shit, if I walk in front of her, she can attack me from the back, right? But if I say anything to her, kind of thing, like I have to, like, you know, I have to be very mindful. I have to be very aware. So it's like I was just walking kind of cautiously, and it's like, yeah, I've never seen people like, I've said it before, but it's like some people in New York, like women, I can't understand why they have so much anger towards me. It's like, what the beep did I do? You know, I'm just walking down the freaking street, you know, on the phone. I'm not cursing on the phone or anything like that. But, yeah, some people, it's like they have so much anger within them. It's like, what, do you think that I caused this thing? You know, do you think that I ruined your life? I don't even know you. Yeah, it's just like it's some misplaced anger, and I feel like sometimes like people do this kind of stuff because they got nothing better in their life, and whatever anger and pissed off feelings that they have within them, they kind of just want to place it on. They just want to place their blame on that, right? They're like, my life sucks. You know, this thing happened to me. Oh yeah, let's blame, let's take it out on the Asian person kind of thing. And that's what I can only imagine that this guy was thinking when he saw this woman. He just saw like this woman is, this woman is the reason why, well, we have, let's say, shutdowns, or this woman is the reason why that we can't go out to nightclubs or something like that without a face mask. Like, look at this guy. He's not even wearing a face mask. And I know some people will be anti-mask over here, but I'm just saying, like, you can tell that this guy, like, if he was if he's walking publicly without a face mask, that tells me that he doesn't have consideration for other people. I understand some people would not want to wear the face mask. I get it. Completely. But the whole reason why they say to wear a face mask is like, be considerate of others. You don't have to wear a medical face mask. You don't have to wear the blue one. You can wear your own face mask. You can wear a cotton face mask. So, yeah, this guy is just a selfish prick, in my opinion, and he's just a scumbag. Yeah, I know. Glad it's not happening in here. Close this door. Yeah, because you know, if you think about like an employee, right? They can have a very hands-off approach, and they would say, yeah, well, my job responsibilities fall within me protecting this building, and that's outside. I'm gonna make sure that this woman cannot come in here asking for help by closing the door. That's what I think closing the door was. That's the reason why I think he closed the door. He did not want to be part of that problem. It's like, yeah, okay, if she got killed outside of the luxury building, they would have said, not our problem. We not gonna do anything, right? That's a you problem. And I feel like that basically sums up the quote. That idea basically sums up how I see a lot of New Yorkers. If anything happens to you, you deal with it. Don't expect anybody to help you out. Even if you're getting kicked in the head, even if you're getting robbed, even if this happens in front of like 50 people or something, we don't want to get involved. We don't want to tell people to stop other people, kind of thing. Oh, that's true. Be thankful he wasn't wearing a mask. Easier to ID. I don't wear a mask when I'm walking alone here. Yeah, yeah. Because like in New York and like Manhattan, there's so many people, right? So like if you're in the subway, you want to wear a mask. If you're on the sidewalk and you got like a bunch of people, because you know the sidewalks aren't very wide. You can see that, right? So you wear a mask because you don't know who's going to be coming out of a building, who's going to be passing by you. And I imagine, right? It's like you can't even walk into like stores without a face mask. Yeah, yeah. That video should have been the hero store where the security goes out and plexes. And guys, this is like true New York over here. So, yeah. I've said in my previous stream, I should tell you guys like, oh yeah, come to New York. New York is such a great place to visit. No, I'm not gonna tell you guys that. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Look at that. In New York, you could be kicked in the head multiple times, and people would just close the door on you. So shitty. So anyway, yeah. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I hope this guy comes forward. You know, the Asian guy over here, and yeah, I hope that yeah. Look at this, J Train in Brooklyn. So, yeah, Lewis was telling me, he says, Erica, that's not too far from where we are. So, yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's one of the reasons why you don't really see me do my little diving adventures anymore. You know, because gotta think about my safety. And I just kind of think to myself, man, if people are getting chokehold and kicked in the face and things like that, I don't want anything happening to me. And I'm all alone, and yeah, it's just gonna be some pretty terrible stuff. Jumped in to help out. It definitely wasn't this guy getting attacked. Definitely wasn't this guy, and it definitely wasn't this woman. So this happened. When did it happen? Recently. I want to say it happened over the weekend, and then this one I believe happened yesterday. Yeah, sucks. Yeah, see. Let's look at all the CBS New York. Let's see. Yeah, see, so she was heading to church. Yeah, this was the woman. I heard about I read the article first saying that she was heading to church, and then when I saw the video, it was just shocking. Yeah, so let's see over here. Videos. Pull this up over here. Building workers, yeah, so they got suspended. Man steals car left running out of town, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, so there's anti-Asian rallies and things like that. Was there another one? Or am I just imagining things? Where is it? Wow, what is this? Wow, the woman got slashed. Oh no, look at this. another crime.
Police are investigating another anti-Asian hate crime at a
Oh, really? Are you kidding me? How did this one, yeah, this wasn't the one I was looking for, but let's watch this. A greeting from quiet Long Island. Yeah, so long story short has been talking about Long Island. I don't think Lewis wants to
New York City
move
subway
over
station.
there, but we'll
Investigators say
see.
this man followed a 37-year-old woman, made an anti-Asian statement, and then hit her in the back of the head with his hand. It happened around 9 last night at the Lexington Avenue 51st Street station. The suspect ran from the scene. The victim was not injured. Police are investigating.
Okay, so yeah, he hit her in the back of the head. So yeah, you gotta watch out who the hell's behind you too. You know, it's just like, frick. And all this woman did was that she was just Asian going to the subway. So yeah, you can see why I'm a little apprehensive of going on the subway right now, right? It's like March 28th, March 29th. Just a little too much. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay indoors. Oh, what is this? Oh no, there was another. Oh frick! It's all this stuff over here. Let's watch this. 2 days ago. At least they arrested the
For us tonight,
guy.
a Manhattan man has been arrested after police say he shouted anti-Asian statements at a woman in Midtown yesterday. The NYPD released this photo of 48-year-old Bobby Eli after a 65-year-old woman said he hurled insults and waved an object at her. Eli is now charged with menacing and aggravated assault.
Okay.
New for us tonight, a Manhattan man has been arrested.
Okay, so he just said stuff to her. What are these? I'm really kind of curious to know. Like, yeah, see, it's like a freaking older woman. Like, why are you picking on the elderly? I feel so bad about the elderly because it's like, well, I think like when you reach like, especially around your 60s or 50s, right? 50s, 60s, like people should show more respect to you because you're typically, you're older than let's say like the 20-year-olds or the 30-year-olds or something like that. You have more life experience, and instead of that, they just become targets. They become targets of all this crappy, stupid stuff being said. Yeah. So when's the road trip leaving in New York City? The sad thing is like I kind of wonder. I just kind of wonder what would change New York around because you hear about people coming together, but again, it's nice. It's nice that there's like marches of solidarity for against anti-Asian hate. But unless you stop these criminals from getting off the subway, unless you apprehend them, it's gonna keep going on. It really is. No, look at Aaron. Aaron says he holds doors open for people. Slow boy. There needs to be more people like you, Aaron, out there. Yeah, there needs to be more people who are just respectful to the elderly. And I know, like in Hawaii, it's like I never heard about this kind of stuff going on. Nobody would ever think about attacking the elderly in Hawaii. Nobody, because it's like there's so much like respect for the elders, and they call it the kupuna. But yeah, not in New York. It's just different type of people. No, it's not the whole socially distant kind of thing. No, it's like if you see someone getting attacked, you think the person is thinking like, man, I got to stay 6 feet away because of the, what? Like, no, they're not thinking about that. Even if there was none of this, like people would still be the same way. They just don't want to get involved because they don't want to get involved. Yeah, I think there needs to be more, personally, I think that there needs to be more arrests made. I think that there needs to be more, I know people are going to be like anti-police over it, but I think there really needs to be more police in these subways because if this kind of stuff happens, you want to make sure that there's a police officer people can just, talk, shout out to, or the police officer can instantly go and apprehend the person. So I feel like, yes, there is a lot of police in New York. However, there's a lot of crime in New York. So, and if these people aren't arrested, right, if these people aren't caught, it's just going to keep going on and on and on and on and on. So, yeah, I kind of feel like, yeah, New York is a place where you need to have more police officers all over the place just because of like what's going on. Yeah. Okay, what do you think, Aaron? Well, Aaron, what do you think will might help, but New York City will never do it? I'm just curious. Are you talking about like something like being armed, carrying more weapons on you? Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Well, we already have a bunch of people with those weapons around. It's like it's not unusual for me to hear like, oh yeah, like half mile where we lived. Oh yeah, someone was seen like waving one of those things around, or it's not unusual for me to hear like, oh yeah, they have like this shot spotter technology, so they say like, oh yeah, shots were going off, let's say, pretty close where we live. I'm like, okay, great, 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 great. um yeah, of course it's gonna be that. Of course it's gonna be that. In case you guys are wondering, like, no, I am not anti-gun at all. I know my video is gonna get hidden now because of that, because YouTube algo doesn't like me saying that word for sure. But yeah, I don't know enough about what's going on in New York to say if that will solve things heavily. But I do think that there would be more apprehension about people doing some stupid stuff that they have been doing. But I don't know. I don't know. We got a lot of crazies here in New York. We got people who are just really ragey. I've never come across people that just like they get so angry, and I'm like, why are you so angry? Go out, look at some videos of nice sunny Hawaii, look at the ocean, look at YouTube videos of the ocean. You'll be nice, calm, and collected. It's just yeah, I was thinking to myself, like, man, I haven't seen Hawaii in like what, a year or so, right? Because I was supposed to visit back in November, but because of my grandma and because of what's going on, like I'd have to take a test before I left here, and then I'd have to take another test when I'm in Hawaii, and then I have to take another test like 2 weeks after I land. I was like, freaking three tests just to take one trip back and forth to the Hawaii. And yeah, I didn't want to risk anything with my grandma because she's like 91, 92 years old, and we love her incredibly much. So yeah, I didn't want to bring anything from New York possibly, or me being on the plane and someone near me has something, right, and I catch it. I don't know I catch it. I give it to my grandma. It's just too much. It's just too much guilt. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, we need to bring back Mayor Rudy. I don't know much about Rudy. Thanks for the donation, but yeah, I don't know anything much about Rudy Giuliani. I do know that he cracked down on the mafia. I remember hearing about that one. He passed, what was it? He passed some kind of law that it's like you don't have to just like go after you don't have to just go find things to with the crime boss directly. You can find his underlings and use that connection or something like that. And I thought that was really brilliant. I was like, dang. So yeah, so it's that kind of stuff. Like I said, I don't know much about Rudy Giuliani, but I do know about that, how he helped take down those big crime families, and I respect him for that. RICO Act, yeah. RICO Act. So yeah, based on the RICO Act, that's all I know about Rudy Giuliani. Basically. So I can't tell you on that stuff. I can't tell you anything other than that. I know that He was President Trump's personal attorney, but I don't know anything that he did for New York. I know he was there for like September 11th, but I don't know too much details about that. So yeah, what would bringing back Rudy Giuliani do? I'm just curious. Oh, Bloomberg. Oh, see, yeah, I'm not familiar with Bloomberg either. I'm not familiar with Bloomberg. It's tested so much, like how much you know. I wish it was just I don't I don't know. Yeah, I don't know specifically what could be done. So if you bring back Bloomberg or you bring back Rudy Giuliani, what do you guys envision would be done? More policing? Would that be? Yeah, it doesn't remove the no. Yeah, we got a bunch of them around here. Yeah, yeah. He was a prosecutor, then the mayor, and then he fixed the city. Oh. More cops and he gives them power. Oh. Mm. Mm. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess people would say just have allow people to carry weapons on them. But I personally would not want to carry a weapon on myself. Personally, I wouldn't want to do it because I'm just afraid. Okay, because let's say something happened, right? And I felt threatened, and a person was like, it's like you gotta like let's say this, right? Like I'm walking down the street, I have a weapon that's registered to me. Let's just make a hypothetical here, right? I have a weapon that's registered to me. Someone attacks me, right? Someone hits me. I try, I grab my weapon, I shoot them point blank, they die, all right? I don't know if people would say like, man, look at Erica. Erica's just, a rage person. Like, how could she kill that person who attacked her? Like, why didn't she try to talk him down first? Why did she just go and try to blow him up, blow his brains out first or something like that? And then what? I could get arrested because of that, and people would be like, oh, look at Erica. She's just has so much rage issues. She just went for the gun and just shot the guy and just killed the guy or something like that. And I'm just a little worried about that kind of stuff. Because it's like you make us, if you have a weapon on you and you make a split-second decision, try to protect yourself, right? And you shoot a person, the other person could, if there's no witnesses, right? They could say, well, how do we know that person was attacking her? Maybe why didn't she just try to run away more? Why didn't she try to de-escalate the situation? Why did she use lethal force immediately? You see? And that's what I'm scared about with owning a weapon. It's just like I'm afraid that it could backfire, and a time that I feel like I'm protecting myself, it could actually land me in prison. It's not just the shuttle service for the elderly that would help it, because it's like the elderly walk on the street. This woman who got kicked, she was walking in front of a luxury building, okay? So if it doesn't matter, like she could have been in front of the church and this could have happened too. And even if you do like a shuttle service, what? You're going to pick them up wherever they are? No, they're going to walk down the street to go to the bakery. They're going to walk down the street to go to the supermarket, visit some friend. Yeah. Yeah. But, it saddens me. It saddens me. Like I said, I don't know what the solution to this stuff is. Except you gotta find the perpetrators. You gotta find the suspects immediately and then hit them with the fullest extent of the law. 100%. You cannot just have this like, oh, slap on the wrist kind of thing. You gotta make an example out of them. And I know this sounds terrible for me to say it, but I kind of wish it's like people would come together, and if they saw someone attacking an elderly person or a person, right? Especially an elderly person, actually, because elderly people, they fall, they can die, I wish people would come together and beat the living crap out of the person who dared to attack an elderly person. And it's like, yeah, and people would say like, oh, look at this. I'm sure people would say like, oh, wow, look, there was a mob of people who came together at the defense of this elderly person who was getting beaten up. But you know what? It's fine, because it's like, I feel like a person who attacks one of society's most helpless people, because a lot of elderly, right, if they're like 65 years old, they're kind of frail. It's like, I don't feel any pity for them if mob comes at them and just beats the living crap out of them and they end up in the hospital. I know I shouldn't be saying that, but that's my opinion about it. It's like, those kind of people, they will attack people just because they feel like it. And I'm sure, this guy who was on the street who pushed this or kicked this 65-year-old woman, I am sure that he probably is going to do that to another person if he had not done that already. It's like he felt a sense of power and complete domination over this woman. And unless you put a stop to it by apprehending him or beating him up, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Unless he learns a lesson, it's not going to stop. See? 65 is well, you know what? 65 can be considered elderly or frail. It's like some people that I know who are 65. It's like my grandma. My grandma was like, when she was in her mid 60s and she was frail. Like she was she was like my grandma when she was alive. Not my 92-year-old grandma, mine like 65-year-old. She was in her 60s or something. She was like, I would not, like, thinking back on how she looked like and everything, like I would be worried, like if she fell down she could shatter her hip or something. But it's like, I also think like, yeah, you don't want a person like this to hit the pavement like that. Especially when people get older, like their recovery time is less and less. Need a culture change. A few years ago, an Asian man rode over a motorcycle guy because his family was in danger. They were people who wanted him arrested. Yeah, thank you, long story short. Yeah, some people will say that, some people will, like, if you use deadly force against another individual, people will say that you are out of control. You should have done, you should have try to de-escalate. And I've showed you guys this video about this woman, and it's like, I know people will give me crap about it, but I thought she was stupid. It's like, okay, the gun jams, a guy is firing a weapon at you. The gun jams, it misfires, right? Your number one thinking to do is, oh, let me approach him and let me try to talk him down. It's like, no, you don't talk down a person who goes out of their way to take out a weapon and point it at you. No, you're getting closer to the weapon. What you should do is you should run away. You should seek cover, and if the person knows where you live, move. 100% move. Because you don't want that guy to be like, okay, well, I didn't get the job done this week. I know where they live, so I'm going to come back next week and do it. No, 40 is not elderly. 40 is not elderly at all. 65 is considered senior citizen age, right? That's the Medicare age. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh, I think I've heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, there was this. I remember that. Or maybe I'm thinking about another guy, like where there was this car that was surrounded, and then yeah, these people were chasing him, and yeah, I forgot. Yeah. I would definitely get dropped. Are you kidding me? Yeah, let's go back over here. 100% I would. And it's, yeah, oh, okay, let's watch this back. Let's watch this back. 100% I would. You think like a guy, like what? He looks like he's about 250 pounds, 270 pounds, significantly taller than this woman. I'm going to assume that this woman is probably not, probably around 5'2" or so. And I'm 5'4", so yeah, if she's getting dropped that easily, I'm going to get dropped very easily as well. Let's see. Okay, see? See, so she kind of, see, she looks, yeah, see this guy? Look how big that leg is compared to that woman. Like, see, he looks so much taller than her, and he is much taller than her. And then once you're on the ground, you're screwed, you know? The legs can come towards you, you're screwed. She's probably dazed, she hit her head on the pavement. Frick. I don't know, I just cut my nails short, so it would be like a cat with those little paint on nails, you know, those little rubber nails. I can't do with my little short nails. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, Lewis was telling me, he says, Erica, you know, you're not going to be that much of a thing, because it's like if someone attacks me and they're, let's say, 270 pounds, right? Even if I attack them, all they can do is just like lift me up, right? Because I'm only like about 117 pounds and I'm not that heavy. So it's like you could just like lift me up and yeah, I'm screwed. Yeah. So it's not like I have an anchor weight on me or anything like that. It's just like I'm pretty light and pretty dainty. So this is about the time. It's like I wish, like, man, yeah. But you know, like elderly, like look at this woman. She's just like, yeah. Look how skinny her leg is. See that? See how skinny her leg is? And compared to this guy's leg, his leg looks like it's 2-3 times bigger. And the leg looks so freaking long compared to her body. So yeah, that's why one kick to her, it just sent her backwards. See? And then there's the other leg. See how big that leg is compared to her leg? So yeah. I don't know. Let me get wood. I hope that never happens to me. I really hope so. So, yeah. Oh, roided out. I don't know. I'll be talking at my stream like, hey everybody, how you doing? But anyway, so yeah, I'm just trying to protect myself, and I hope nothing happens to me. I like to reduce it, but if something happens, like I pray out I'm okay, kind of thing, because yeah, it's like you can think about it, right? Like a person who was like, you know, when people are fighting, right? Like UFC fighters, for instance, right? They fight against people who are of a similar weight class, a similar like build, you know, height or so. Maybe they're like a couple inches shorter. It's not a huge disadvantage between like a guy who's like 6'3" versus a woman who is 5'2", right? The 5'2" woman is not going to stand a chance. Unless she knows how to grapple and do some sort of jiu-jitsu or something like that. But, yeah, it's, yeah, so this kind of thing, I hope the woman is okay. I really hope so. But I think with her being in serious condition, it tells me she's going to make it. And that's the most important thing, right? Like, she makes it, she's okay, she returns back to her family. But actually, you know what, the most important thing is that this guy gets caught, and then the other guy gets caught too. Cause yeah, don't be picking on people who haven't done anything to you, kind of thing. And Yeah, okay, my TMZ is freezing. I know. Thank you, Hannah. Yeah, I know there is a lot of Asian hate out there. I still wonder. Like, I wish I had asked that woman who was so like aggressive towards me yesterday. It's like, she was asking. She just like she looked pissed off at me. She was like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "I'm just walking on the street." It's not. Well, what do you mean? What am I doing here? But yeah, I was not looking at my phone. I was actually just talking on the phone and just yeah. I was thinking like it's broad daylight. It's about what was it? I think it was like 4 o'clock. So you have a lot of sunshine out, but yeah, don't think that crime just happens in nighttime hours in New York. It doesn't. Crime happens in daylight hours too. Girl, glue some of those googly bags now. Yeah, I hope yeah, I think they're gonna charge and release. And most likely, what they're gonna do is they're just gonna put him on like he's gonna bail out, or they're just gonna say, yeah, we're gonna hold you for a little bit. Show up in court later, for your charges. But yeah, that's about it. Sometimes criminals fall downstairs, trips over, but you know what? You're not gonna fall downstairs on the freaking sidewalk. I don't even know how this woman would have taken this guy down. Unless she could, like, do some kind of taekwondo kick or kick him or something like that. But not very many women have that capability. Yeah. What? This guy, if he gets caught, he'll probably just say things like he doesn't like Asian people and leave it at that. Someone will kick this guy's ass if they find out who he is. Debatable. One thing about Asian people is Asian people keep to themselves. I don't know if you guys know about this, but like, yeah, when I think about like the Asian people, like I see on the street, or even the Asian people in Hawaii, and it's like they're not looking for trouble. They just want to get home safely. It's like they're not going out on the street, picking fights with people, trying to rob people. It's just like, yeah, they're just like very, like, how would I say it? Like they're just very they don't bother people at all. So that's why I don't understand. Like, why are you targeting Asians? Like, these people are not the people who it's like they randomly beat up your mom or something like that. They're just there. It's like it's like they didn't do anything. So that's why it saddens me. It's like the elderly. It's like elderly Asian people just very quiet, and they're very peaceful typically. And one thing about the Asian culture is like you always show respect. So it's not like people would be like looking at other people the wrong way, or and a lot of people, like, they don't carry weapons on them, right? Like that Asian woman, I guarantee you she didn't have any weapon on her because it never dawned on her to think about that stuff. She's like, I'm just keeping to myself. I'm just being little old me. Nothing's gonna happen to me, and yeah, that kind of stuff happens to her. So I'm curious to see what her, if she has family around, what they're gonna do moving forward. Maybe they're gonna say, okay, they're gonna make sure that you're never alone, that you're always with another person. And maybe that'll deter some attacks. Oh, that sounds like what was it called? What was it, Whitey Bulger or something like that? Am I imagining that thing? Didn't Whitey Bulger, he went to prison and then he died when he was like in his 80s, and I think they said maybe I'm imagining like he got hit with like, or maybe I'm just confusing it, like something like you put locks or something metal in socks and then you beat the crap out of a person. I forgot. Maybe I'm confusing the two. No, I mean, like, you can't, it's like, it's so erroneous and flawed to think, like, oh, man, all Asians are the same, or we're all from China, or something like that. Like, no. I know, it's like, yeah, it's just stupid. It's just stupid as hell. And the worst thing, too, it's like, I think of it, like, I know this is going to be controversial here, but I think of it, it's like, when people say things like, I showed you guys, like, when I was in Hawaii, there was an Asian woman there was this white woman who was drunk, and there was this Asian woman, local Asian. She was with her boyfriend, and the drunk woman, she was just spouting stuff. It wasn't hateful stuff at all, but I think she said something like, I forgot what she was saying, but I remember the local Japanese woman. She was probably like 20. She was like she looked like she was about 5 years younger than me or so. She was with her boyfriend who, and she was just yelling out to this white woman like, go back home, Holly, or something like that. Or and I was just thinking to myself, like, how could you say something like that? Like, how can you tell someone to like go back home? Like, like that's so like, well, because as an Asian woman, right? Someone could have said like, why don't you go back home? Why don't you go back home to your own country, right? And I was just shocked when I heard, because that's like the first time I've ever heard in my life, like anybody telling someone else like go back home. Indicating like go back home to your own state, go back home to your own country. And I very, 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 very rarely hear that kind of stuff. I just heard that once in my life, so it just took me by surprise. But yeah, when people say stupid stuff like that, like go back to China or something, it's like, well, why don't you go back to wherever you came from, right? Or why don't you go back to, I don't know, like Italy or something like that, or go back to Romania or something like that. And it's just, it could be seen as like, yeah, it's like you're saying that kind of stuff because what do you want? Do you want the whole country to be just your race, right? Like, you know how stupid it is to tell like to like if like like a Romanian person tells, let's say, a Spanish guy like, yeah, go back to Mexico, right? Like, what, you want the whole country to be Romanian? Like, that's not gonna happen. The whole country actually wasn't Romanian ever in the United States. It's like the United States is so multicultural, and I think that's really a good thing about it. I think that people being different is a good thing. But I think that it's more important that people get along. We have our differences, right? But that's what makes things interesting. It's like you see different cultures, you try different foods, you see people of different faiths. I don't like sameness. What if it's not a hate but a love of violence? Yeah, that could be it. I don't know if it's a love for violence. Why is it in the U.S. that everyone other than white classified as continent by the continent? Yeah, I don't know that, Tony. I don't know that. It's strange, right? It's strange. It's strange. So yeah, like that Japanese one. I'm like, dude, you're not from Hawaii. You might be born in Hawaii, but your ancestors are from Japan. So don't tell a white person to go back home or go back to the mainland when you yourself are not where your ancestors are originally from. So yeah, I wanted to say something to that woman, but I was just like, my mind was blown. I was like, really? Really? You're gonna say this? Wow. No, I don't think stun guns are legal. DM coins and damages. Jeez. Oh. Oh. Yeah. But anyway, I think some people, it's like they feel like a sense of power when they see someone who they interpret to be inferior to them. Like for that instance, right? That Japanese woman, she saw that drunk woman and she thought like, oh yeah, this is a time I can be emboldened and tell this white woman, go back home, Holly, like that kind of stuff. I'm like, that's not a sign of strength. If any, when I saw that woman, I forgot what she was saying, but she was saying some stupid stuff. It wasn't racist stuff or anything like that, but it was like I think she was bitching about like how they wouldn't allow her to bring her, I forgot what it was, something about like a crying child or something like that, but I don't think she had a kid with her. But anyway, so she was drinking and security escorted her off the property, and I felt bad for her. I was like, man, I hope she gets home safely. It looks like she got home by herself, and yeah, it's like that kind of stuff. It's like, man, I hope that, I just hope that person like sobers up and they get home safely. I would not be like, oh yeah, well that person's drunk, so this is a time that I can spew insults at them, So I think that Japanese woman, she saw that woman drunk and she took that as a sign of like saying things that were inside of her already, and then because she knew that drunk woman wouldn't say anything, right? because she was probably like something like 20 feet away or something while she was yelling this, like, because she knew the white woman wouldn't say anything. That's why she felt okay to say that. And what shocked me is that I saw the guy next to her, right? So this Japanese woman, she has a boyfriend, right? And I mean, like, gonna be honest here, like, the white woman was way more attractive than the Japanese woman. And I was thinking, like, really, you're dating a woman who is just gonna tell another woman who is clearly inebriated, to go back home or go back to her home country or something like that. Yeah, but yeah, sometimes people don't make wise dating choices, and they pick, the people like that, and it's just sad. It's just sad to me. I've told you guys before. One of the things that I think is really sad is when women tear other women down, and I find that it's like, how would I say that? You know how they always talk about, like, how women should stay together, or, like, sisterhood or something like that. I find that there's more divisiveness against women. It's like, yeah, people who tend to be aggressive towards me tend to be women I've never seen in my life before. I'm like, why are you treating me like this? Like, you are a woman too. You should have, a nice, like, motherly instinct, or like kind instinct within you. You shouldn't be just so combative. So I try to, it's like, for me, it's like, I don't talk to people, and I don't just, like, be overtly aggressive to them for no freaking reason. In fact, I talk to them pretty calmly, 99% of the time. But it's when people come at me aggressively, then I'm going to meet them right back, because it's like, I don't tolerate certain tones, and yeah, those tones tend to come from women. Sad, very sad for me to say it that way, but yeah, so women, I just feel like they're fragmenting themselves sometimes, because it's like you don't have true solidarity between women, because they might see each other as competition, or they just want to tear each other down. And women should not be like that. Women need to uplift each other and support each other. Not just like kicking one when one is down, or kicking one if they feel like one is inferior to them. Oh, yeah, I remember that. The Karen went to an English woman to learn some proper English. Oh gosh. Why, I wouldn't be surprised. Was that in the US? I wouldn't be surprised if that was in the US. If it was in the US, I'd be like, damn it! Oh, so embarrassing. Why you gotta be from the US saying this stuff? You don't make US look good. Yeah. Ugh. Anyway. So I gotta get going. I gotta get some laundry going. So I'm gonna talk to you guys later. I just wanted to share this with you guys, and I just hope that I know I'm gonna hear about this kind of stuff happening in the future, but I hope that people come together and they try to subdue someone, and yeah, they just see, because if you do it, like, let's say one person tries to take down a person, they might not be successful. But if you have a group of like 5 or 6 people trying to take down one person, they're going to be successful. Or all you got to do is just have one person grab each limb, right? One person grabs the arm, another person grabs another arm, another person kicks them down from behind, and then boom, you get 3-4 people sitting on this guy, and it should be okay. Would you mind letting the stream run so we can run a little more? Okay, fine. I'll let you guys chat for 5 minutes. How's that? 5 minutes. Yeah, I wish my stream would be running just automatically afterwards, because sometimes I know you guys are like talking to one another, and then afterwards I'm like, I just had to end the conversation. Hello, Caitlin. Catlatic. I don't know why I thought Caitlin. 5 minutes. What did I miss in the first hour? Oh, what? Really? I've been streaming for 1 hour? Damn it. Really? Frick, time flies by. Let's see. Oh my goodness, I've been streaming for an hour. Whoops. Take us to the laundry room. No. I got like 2 loads of laundry to do, which isn't that much, but still. I use your stream to fall asleep because Lewis is no longer streaming often. Yeah, he's, oh, goodness. No, I forgot. Well, you can just watch Lewis's old videos. I mean, he had, like, random live videos that he used to talk about. I don't know. You really want to fall asleep hearing about Asian Americans getting attacked on the subway? Every 5 minute stream and out secret. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a short stream. Next thing I know, I'm like, crap! It was an hour. It was an hour. You know what? You guys should like go to Discord. I don't have my own Discord channel because I'm such a small freaking channel. But yeah, if you guys go on Discord, if you guys like exchange information, you guys can chat there. Alternatively, you guys can exchange contact information so you guys can talk outside of my chat. Yeah, I don't really go on Discord that much anymore. I've been kind of preoccupied with other things. Uh oh. There's pressure. There's pressure. What are you gonna talk about? Oreo. Okay, you guys, so I am making bacon right now. I'm using my air fryer. It was really tough. I put 3 pieces of bacon in the air fryer, 360 degrees for 7 minutes. But yeah, did you guys exchange information? Because if you guys want to talk, you guys really should exchange information. Because I know, like, not everybody's on my streams all the time. Come here, handsome. 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 Come here, handsome. Oh, handsome. I have a handsome cat here. Oh, handsome. Oh, see that teeth? Oh, teeth is actually looking a little better. Okay. Looking better, Oreo. Wow, good for you, Oreo cat. Need to exchange information, but not in public. Ah. I don't know. You guys were talking about, like, at least some of you were talking about, like, you wanted me to keep the chat running a little longer, and I thought, well, if you guys want to talk, you guys really should exchange information. No, you don't have to exchange, like, your name or anything. You could just make, like, a username, like, you know, like mine does Pink Cinna or something like that, or you can make something like anonymous individual can be anonymous individual 2 or something like that. Okay. Well, I'm going to go. Okay, you guys. Well, I will talk to you guys later. I'm going to get going on some things and eat my yummy bacon. So yeah, you guys take care. Sinapase. Yeah. But yeah, if you guys ever wanted to talk, I don't know, exchange information or let me know if I should make a Discord channel or something. Yeah, you too have a nice evening as well, Catalytic. Yeah, it's 3:53 p.m. right now in New York, so daylight's still out. See ya.